Good morning all of you. Myself Jyoti Rathore, your English teacher, and I just want to welcome all my dear students to the class of English for 11th standard. So children, today we are starting our next poem and the name of our poem is The Lebanon Top. Very interesting poem and even short also. You would really like it. So children, nowadays the September month is almost over. Have you observed any changes this time? Like the leaves of the trees, it is getting yellow, clear? It is falling down even. So that month, the time period is going on, and this poem is basically based upon that time period when the season is going on. So let us see the beauty of the nature, how Ted Hughes, a great poet, he is imagining that time when this Lebanon top is getting yellow and a bird arrives there. Okay, so let us start the poem. This is our poem, The Lebanon Top. This is the poet Ted Hughes. Now, let me tell you some of the things related with our poet. Ted Hughes, by name Edward Hughes, born on August 17, 1930, Yorkshire, England. He was born in England and he died on October 28, 1998 in London. He was born on this day in England. The famous works written by this great poet are The Hawk in the Rain and Lupercal. Two main poems are there from his whole poet career. These two poems, that was the major one, The Hawk in the Rain and the Lupercal. He is died on this date in the year 1998 and nationality basically he belongs to England, Europe. Okay, so this is all about our poet. Now, let me tell you the introduction of this poem, The Lebanon Top. The poem, The Lebanon Top, is written by Ted Hughes. It is about a repaying relationship between the Lebanon tree and the goldfinch bird. Okay, so children, basically this is a nature poem. In this poem, poet is basically tell us about this goldfinch bird and the relation between this goldfinch bird and the tree. How the bird arrived and what are the changes he had observed in the tree. The tree is yellow, it is silent and death-like and is made alive by the bird and her young ones. So, nature, as the tree, we are counting tree as a lifeless thing because tree is standing, it is not moving. So, tree is basically lifeless, standing there. But how that life comes into that tree? When this goldfinch bird arrive with young ones. The yellow bird has her shelter on the tree where she feeds her young ones. So, she has made a nest on that tree where the young ones are laying there, okay, and she is feeding those young ones. But as soon as the bird leaves to fly in the sky, the tree becomes silent and death-like again. So, as the bird arrive, sitting over there, chirping over there, doing some of the things over there, but when the bird moves away from the tree, again the tree is lifeless. Understood? So, just imagine that how that nature's beauty is imagined by poet here. Now, the summary of our poem is, the poem starts with a description of the Lebanon tree whose top was still and silent. So, in the basic line, in the very first line of the poem, the poet is telling the tree is silent, it is still and silent. But its leaves had yellow and seeds had fallen down. Now you just imagine the picture of that Lebanon tree. The tree is getting yellow because the leaves are getting yellow because the time is September time. So almost all the leaves are getting yellow in color. And it was daytime in the month of September when the tree was standing still and death-like. So beginning time of September month is there, the tree is standing there and it is standing like the tree is dead. Okay, so death-like structure is shown here. Understood? Now, the lifeless tree becomes alive by the arrival of the goldfinch bird, but suddenly that imagination, that change is there upon the tree. And how that change comes? When this goldfinch bird flying somewhere else and sitting over the tree. She came to feed her younger ones who are on the thickness of the branch. Okay? So, she is there, she has come for what purpose? because she wants to feed the young ones. Young ones, those who are there on the tree, in the nest. The tree is her shelter. Okay, tree is like a home for the birds, the young ones. Understood? She arrives at the end of the branch with the chirruping sound. Now see one more imagination. As she is arriving, she is chirruping. Chirruping means producing some kind of sound. Okay, that choo 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 sound she is producing, and then she arrives there. She further moves to the other side of the branch with a rapid and precautionary movement like a lizard. Now that imagination simply shifted to the lizard. How that lizard is moving? No? A sudden movement is there in the movement of lizard. In the same way that bird also arrived, that sudden movement is there as she arrives on the tree. As soon as she arrives, her young ones start chirruping like a machine and vibrating and flapping their wings. Now you just imagine the relation between the young one and the bird. As they come to know that my mother is arriving, she is bringing food for us. So suddenly that changes, that movement in the young one also. They are also opening their beak wide and they are making that sound. Sound for what? Sound for the food that is arrived by the mother. And now the death-like tree becomes alive and it tremble and shake. So the tree which was silent, which was lifeless, sudden a life comes into the tree. It is moving like a lizard, okay? And that tree is shaking, no? Shaking with a sound, with a tremble, no? And then after feeding them, she flies to the other side of the branch. And just as her work is over, so from one branch to another branch she is going. Her dark colored face with a yellow body was barely visible as she vanished behind the yellow leaves. Okay. So the dark body, the body of the bird, that is even visible when she is moving from one branch to another branch. She flew away in the sky, leaving the tree death-like again. And from that another branch, now she is flying high in the sky. And as she is flying high, again the condition of the tree, that was again lifeless. Understood all of you? Now let me start the poem. Very short poem, children. This much is the introduction, and in a very simple language the poet has described this poem. The Lebanon top is silent, still quiet in the afternoon yellow September sunlight. A few leaves yellowing and all its seeds fallen. So first three lines are there. Lebanon, this is the name of the tree. A short tree with hanging branches, yellow flowers and poisonous seeds. I think you all have seen this Lebanon. Let me show you the picture also. See children, this is the picture of Lebanon tree. Okay, the leaves are yellow in color and even the seeds are poisonous. So, Lebanon, a short tree with the hanging branches. In the above line, the poet says that he saw a Lebanon tree whose leaves were yellow. So, as this poet, because imagination of poet is totally different. We are common people, our thinking is different, but poet's imagination is, I am telling you, totally different. So, as he is waiting, one day he is waiting somewhere, he had seen what? He had seen one of the tree, one Lebanon tree he is watching. And what he had seen? He saw a Lebanon tree whose leaves were yellow. No? The leaves of this plant, this tree is yellow in color. The tree's top is still and silent in the daytime of the September month. Okay. So beginning of September is there, he is simply watching the tree and he had seen the color of the leaves are getting yellow. And then it is autumn season and all the seeds of the tree had fallen. So basically this September month, this is autumn month also. No? You all know that the time is divided into different time period. Spring time is there, autumn time is there. So during the specialty of autumn season is there, the seeds and the leaves are getting falling down and it is getting yellow in color. So the same situation is there of this Lebanon tree also. Okay, the leaves are getting yellow and it is getting falling down. So the poet has used the word yellow for leaves and sunlight. This yellow, it is used for leaves and for sunlight also. Yellow symbolizes silence. Basically children, this yellow color, when we imagining different color have different reaction upon us. As we see red, we had seen some violent things. As we see black means something very dull, no life is there. As we had seen white, so pureness is there. In the same way, yellow shows what? Yellow shows the beauty of the nature. It symbolizes silence. No? Like nowadays also when we see outside, what we had seen, the color of the leaves are getting yellow and some silence is there. Okay. Now, so it shows silence, death and beauty also. He described the whole scene of the tree with this color. So this yellow shows some beautiful things also, beauty of the nature also. It shows some death-like appearance also. Understood all of you? So children, up to here I am going to stop my this video, and the rest part of the video I will continue in next part. So thank you all of you.